Please never leave me blue and alone. If you ever go, I'm sure you'll come back home. Because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. Ooh, I love you. Ooh, I do. No one could love you like I do. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Just before 3:30 this afternoon, officers responded here to reports of a possible dead body inside of an apartment. It's not clear right now who called that in, but when officers and fire personnel arrived, they found one woman with at least one gunshot wound. She was declared dead on the scene. So right now we don't know how long that woman had been dead inside of that apartment. Sacramento Police doesn't have any suspect information to share tonight. We can say family and friends of the victim have been at the scene this evening. They have said that they are devastated for this loss, but we know detectives are working actively to find out what led up to this shooting. They're canvassing the area, talking to witnesses, going through evidence. But again, tonight we know that one woman was found dead inside of an apartment with a gunshot wound.
For nearly 2 years, Leshae Harmon had been crying out in grief, drowning in heartbreak and loss, searching for a way to escape the pain. Almost 2 years to the day after losing her mother, that escape came, but not in the way anyone would have hoped. Instead of finding healing, she found the same fate her mother had, her life stolen in a moment of brutal violence. Because the truth is, Leshae's story didn't start in darkness. It was life that dragged her into it. She was a beautiful, fun-loving, happy-go-lucky woman until the world chewed her up, spit her out, and threw her into the arms of the absolute worst men imaginable. She started off strong, a loving family, parents who encouraged her to focus on herself, chase her dreams, and not waste her time on distractions like boys. But of course, Harmon had a big heart and, unfortunately, zero protection from the walking red flags that would come her way. She fell head over heels for her high school sweetheart, the love of her life. They were inseparable, and by 2022, they had their first child together. A perfect little family, right? Wrong. Because just as fast as he played happy home, he was out the door, leaving nothing behind but a cheating scandal, an abortion, and a single mother struggling to keep her head above water. And because men like to follow up one betrayal with another, this ex-soulmate wasted no time moving on to another woman, no less, while Leshae was left grieving her mother, raising their child alone, and questioning what the hell just happened to her life. She tried to get him back, but after multiple failed attempts, she did what so many heartbroken women do. She rebounded. But not with just anyone. She rebounded with the worst possible choice she could have made. Enter Cotrino McLin, a walking, talking dumpster fire. This man had nothing to offer but bad vibes and criminal records. He didn't like kids, yet got with a single mother, didn't respect women, yet convinced her he was different, and oh yeah, had already been arrested for sexual assault. But sure, let's roll out the red carpet and invite him into her home. And what did she get for making him her new everything? A bullet. That's right, in just 6 months, he went from her new love to the man who shot her dead in front of her 2-year-old daughter before running off like the absolute coward he was. Shocking? No, tragic. Absolutely. Avoidable. 1000%. Because let's be real, who didn't see this coming? A man like Cotrino was never going to be a loving partner or a good stepfather. He was going to be exactly what he had always been, dangerous. And now, because of him, another innocent child is left motherless. Another family is left grieving. And another lesson is learned far too late. Some men are not fixer-uppers. Some men are just demolition projects waiting to collapse. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads.
If we walk, baby.
It's been me, though. It makes me happy.
I'll tell you stories.
Over the past 2 years, Leshae endured more heartbreak than most could bear. Her once joyful social media turned into a painful reflection of grief, loneliness, and a longing to be with her late mother. In 2022, she welcomed a daughter with her high school sweetheart, hoping for a future together. But love didn't just fade, it collapsed. She later discovered his infidelity, yet still tried to hold their family together, even becoming pregnant again. But he saw their child as a burden, pressuring her into an abortion with false promises, only to immediately leave her for another woman who was already pregnant with his child. Then in January 2023, she lost her mother, the one person who had always been her rock. As she grieved, her ex continued to manipulate her emotions, showing up when it suited him. She turned to social media, her TikToks revealing a woman cycling through mourning, heartbreak, and survival, dancing through the pain one day, drowning in it the next. But behind every post, the sadness never left. Then, after months of heartache and loss, she moved on to the worst possible man. By October 2024, Leshae went public with 29-year-old Cotrino, a man whose rap sheet was more impressive than anything else about him. He had already served time for sexually assaulting a woman with an object, and after his release, he continued living the life of a full-time dirtbag. A known abuser, a menace to women, and yet here he was, wrapped up in Harmon's world. Some online speculated she only went public with him to make her ex jealous. But let's be real, her ex had nothing to be jealous of. McLin was a walking red flag, and the real problem wasn't whether her ex cared, it was the fact that this was the man now around her innocent daughter. But Leshae was in love, and blinded by it. Their so-called love story was as short-lived as the remainder of her life. Maybe she knew about his past, maybe she didn't. But on February 25th, after an argument, Cotrino pulled out a gun and shot her while her child watched. Then, like the coward he was, he ran. No one knows exactly what sparked the deadly attack, but at this point, the details don't even matter. What matters is that a 2-year-old child is now motherless. As expected, Cotrino fled and is currently on the run. And if the justice system had done its job the first time he was charged with assaulting another woman, he never would have been free to meet Leshae in the first place. Her family and friends have flooded social media with posts demanding his arrest, pleading with the public to help bring him to justice. Please don't let him get away with what he did. Help us get justice for Leshae Harmon. This man is a criminal and took a beautiful young woman away from her daughter. He deserves to suffer for what he did. I hope he gets caught. Please, everyone, share this. Let's put this man away forever. I hope he gets the death penalty. Justice for her family, friends, and especially her baby girl, who now has to grow up without her mommy. That breaks my heart the most. Rest in peace. You are our guardian angel now, and we are going to get justice for Shayla. As the family mourns Leshae and pursues Cotrino with relentless determination, we must keep them in our thoughts. The final year of Harmon's life was filled with more heartbreak, loneliness, and devastation than anyone should ever have to endure. Losing her mother, losing her first love, losing her sense of self, it was all too much. And her TikTok post painted the picture of a young woman drowning in sadness, searching for a way to navigate a life she no longer wanted to be in. Maybe in the end, she got what she wished for, to be back in her mother's arms. But that's not the ending she deserved. That's not the ending her daughter deserved. Whether or not Cotrino McLin is caught, the damage is done. Leshae is gone. And her little girl will now grow up with the same loss Leshae spent the last year mourning. May Leshae Harmon rest in peace.